Hello students, so today we are going to see a very important topic. Don't skip a single point over here because there is so much which I'm going to explain you all orally. Yeah, just by giving some examples, few examples, but lots of explanation. Many children had doubts in what is nominative after completion of 11th standard syllabus and 12th standard syllabus. That is like when you have completed your 11th and 12th, and then a child comes up and asks what is nominative and accusative. Then y'all are like asking, like after completion of a story, you're asking who is the main character of the story. It's that kind of thing. So if your teacher asks y'all what is the meaning of nominative, what is the meaning of an accusative, and then you're not able to tell them, it is the same like y'all have seen the movie and y'all even don't know who the characters were, and that too the main characters. So better go through this video very properly, and it will save you lots of energy of thinking like what's nominative and accusative and dative. Let's start. Now, the very first thing, the nominative. So, we'll go through them. Now, as you can see over here, there is a point which I have written, a doer. Now, first thing, make one thing very clear, that a noun is always a nominative, accusative or dative. A noun. Noun. And noun is what, students? Noun is something which has name. Yeah. Name of a place, name of a thing, name of a human being, yeah, name of a person, you say, name of any object. Now children, noun is very important to know. So in whichever language you have studied in, whichever language do you know, you should know the nouns of it. And the same nouns we have in German, yeah. And in German it is actually much easier because we don't have to classify them into common and proper nouns. All the nouns are nomen, and it is important for us. Each and every noun is written big. Yeah. And one thing, that in a sentence, noun and pronoun plays a very important role. Noun and a pronoun. These two are like, they are twins to each other. Yeah. They are twins, but not identical ones, kind of, you can say. You can substitute them to each other. You can also try saying it is a substitute to each other. They work similarly, yeah, but they work instead. Like if a noun is there, a pronoun is not there. If a pronoun is there, a noun is not there for that same noun. Like for example, Peter. Yeah, this is a noun. So either you say Peter in a sentence, or either in the same sentence, in the same position, you say er. That is he in English. So you have only one option, either use a noun or use a pronoun. But they satisfy the sentence with their help. Okay, so it is important in a sentence. They are substitute to each other. Yeah, they work same. They work similar. So let's talk more about nominative. So first thing, nouns are nominative. Nouns or pronouns, or I'm saying, okay, because they are used as a substitute. So I have taken an example of noun only, mostly. So Vater spielt, Vater singt, Mutter kocht, Kinder lesen, Hund spielt. Now when you have reached to this video, you are almost knowing lots of nouns. You are knowing verbs. So I don't think so I should be helping you with the verbs over here. Spielen is to play, singen is to sing, kochen is to cook, lesen is to read. So in all these sentences, each sentence is a different sentence, though it consists of only two words. Though we have in a sentence only two words, still it's a sentence. So father is playing, father is singing, mother is cooking, children are reading, dog is playing. That is the meaning of the sentence. Yeah. So in this sentence, these are the nouns, you know, these are the verbs. So we don't have anything to do with the verbs now. All these nouns who are doing action. Yeah, they are doing some action. So in simple case, in a simple language, I can call them as a doer. Because they are doing an action, they are a doer. Because they are doing some action. Yeah. And whoever are doer, they are always nominative. They take a nominative case. So it doesn't depend like father, in every sentence it will be a doer. No. In some sentence, father can do action. In some sentence, on father we can do action. So always a father won't be doing any action. But in this kind of sentences, your father is doing action. Here he is doing action. Your mother is doing action. Your children are doing action. Your dog is doing action. So whoever does any action, they are called a doer. And in grammar, we call them nominative. So, in this sentence, the whole sentence is never a nominative. This thing, be very clear with it. That whole sentence, never it is a nominative. In a sentence, there is a noun who is nominative, accusative or dative. And according to their role which they play in that sentence. So, in this sentence, the doer, the one who does action, are these people. And so they are a doer and so they are nominative. This is the first concept of nominative. The second concept of nominative, children, is describing. I have just put this word for your understanding. You won't find it much anywhere in the textbook. So I'll explain you why description. Whenever you describe something, whoever you describe, whoever and whatever. Why I'm using whoever and whatever? Because we can describe a human being and we can describe an object also. Like I am describing a book. Book is beautiful. Book is interesting. Or I'm describing a human being. This lady is interesting or this lady is beautiful. So whoever you describe, it can be a human being. Whatever you describe, it can be a non-living thing. It can be a species, any animal, fish. It can be anything in the world. So whoever you describe and whatever you describe, the people whom you describe or an object whoever you describe, those are nominative. Those also we call nominative. Okay, so the first concept you learnt is a doer. Second concept is about describing. So जिसको भी आप डिस्क्राइब करते हो या जिसे भी आप डिस्क्राइब करते हो वो नॉमिनेटिव होता है. जैसे फादर. Now in this sentence, father, Mutter, Kinder, Hund. Yeah. In this sentence, if you read, father is intelligent. Father is intelligent. Father can be hardworking. Father can be smart. Father can be polite. Father can be kind. Father can be helpful. So you are describing father. You can describe him according to his qualities, or you can describe him anything. Yeah. If you are describing him, he becomes a nominative because we are describing him. Whoever you describe. Mother is shown. Mother can be caring. Mother can be intelligent. Mother can be hardworking. Mother can be doctor. Mother can be engineer. Yeah. So here also, father can also be a doctor. So you can describe them according to their profession, quality, anything. If you are describing them, yeah, whoever you describe becomes nominative. Children are small. Yeah. Children are many. Children are intelligent. So you are describing children. Children became nominative. And these are nouns, of course. Nouns are only nominative and accusative and dative. Now here, this is a dog. This is mother. This is lady. This is father. This is my brother. This is my friend. So in this kind of sentence also, this is my brother, this is my sister. So you're describing that this is my sister, this. So you're describing them, no? My sister, my brother. So that time also they are nominative. So there are two concepts. One is doer, one is description. Okay. There is one more small thing I want to explain you. It is related to a verb. Yeah. Generally, a verb is conjugated. Verb is conjugated due to nominative nouns, nouns or pronouns. As I told you, it is used as an instead. Okay, substitute. So it can be a noun or a pronoun. If it conjugates the verb, it is always nominative. Because we take the help of nouns and pronouns to conjugate a verb. Like the verb endings, if it is decided due to this noun or pronoun, then it is nominative. That noun or that pronoun is nominative. So I hope you have understood about nominative. Let's go for accusative. Now students, in the accusative, now like nominative means a doer. In the same way, accusative means on someone who is taking that action on him. Okay, it can be a person, it can be a non-living thing who is taking action on itself. Okay, so like if I say a nominative is a doer of some action, so that action is taking place on accusative. So if mother is cooking, so mother is a doer, mother is nominative, and whatever she cooks, yeah, she's doing action on that particular vegetable. She's cooking brinjal, or she's cooking cabbage, or she's cooking carrot. So carrot, cabbage, this all becomes accusative, okay, because the action is happening on them. And whoever does action, we already know what they are, okay. Now, for example, I am meeting my friend. So I am a doer because I am going for that meet, and I am meeting whoever I'm meeting. I'm doing action on them. It is in this context, okay. Treffen is the verb. So whoever I meet becomes accusative, yeah. Now, ich kaufe den Hund. So I am, of course, I am buying it. So it can be a Peter also. Peter kauft. Yeah. So Peter is buying it. So they are nominative, nothing to do with them. In a sentence, one, as I always tell you, a whole sentence is never a nominative, or the whole sentence is never an accusative. In the sentence, some people are nominative, some are accusative according to their role in the sentence. So in this sentence, he was doing some action, this person, that is ish, and so it's nominative, and we are doing action on dog. Now you can say, why ma'am, why we are doing action, why dog cannot do action? Of course dog can do action, but in this sentence dog is not buying anything. If in your sentence dog buys something, then dog is a doer, but in this sentence we are buying dog, so action is taking place on dog, okay. This is a doer and the action is happening on the dog, and dog is an accusative. Then mother is meeting son. Mother can meet son, daughter, friend, her husband, yeah, her colleague, her boss, anybody. Mother, her own mother. So whoever you meet, that mother is meeting, so she is nominative, and whoever they meet becomes accusative, yeah. So this is like action happening on someone, yeah. Now the second thing is accusative preposition effect. Now there are such kind of prepositions which you have already learned, which are called Dagoffi. If you are not knowing the whole concept, please don't come to this video. You can go through the accusative part and then you can come back to this video. This video should be watched once you have done all your part, and then just for clarification of your concept, you can come back to this video and watch it whole. And even if you watch it prior, later on just go and watch what is preposition, okay. So now accusative preposition effect. Now what is this accusative preposition effect? There are some sentences which has this preposition. I have already taught you the full forms of D, that is durch, U is that is a different video. So if this kind of preposition comes in the picture in a sentence, these prepositions are called accusative prepositions. They are very loyal to accusative case. So if they come in a picture where here it is, so D and F, okay, here D and here F. So I have just written the short form of them. So if this type of preposition comes in the picture, after that preposition, whichever noun comes exactly after them, whichever noun comes becomes accusative without thinking a lot, because they are accusative preposition, they leave their effect on these nouns. So after this accusative preposition, everything that the noun which comes after it becomes accusative without thinking whether action is taking place on them or they are a doer. Nothing you have to think. If it is an accusative, after that whichever noun comes is accusative. Now that doesn't mean that the whole sentence is accusative. This thing, make sure. Now here if you see mother is going, okay, so here the mother is a doer, so mother cannot be accusative just because this preposition is in the middle. I am telling you, if this preposition comes after that preposition, the exact next word is accusative. The exact next noun is accusative. Okay. So this is the second effect. Third one, when some things are accusative, is because of vexel preposition. So if you have watched the vexel preposition, please go and watch the vexel preposition video first and then come back here. So ich stelle die Vase auf den Tisch. Now, in this kind of sentences, if this preposition comes in the picture, yeah, this is a different video. Please go and watch it and then come to this part. So if this preposition comes in the picture in a sentence, these are called vexel preposition. That is, interchanging preposition is the name in English. So if this preposition comes in the picture, like here auf is there, here auf is there. So this kind of preposition if comes in the picture, and with this preposition, if you see in a sentence, okay, with this preposition, this is a plus sign. So there is a combination of this preposition and a motion happening in a sentence. Means what? That if this is a preposition in a sentence and you see somebody doing an action or somebody making an effort, means there is a subject, that is, there is a nominative in a sentence. Yeah, like ich stelle means there is a person. Yeah, I cannot say there is a nominative. I can say there is somebody who is making an effort of keeping this vase on the table. Yeah, so I can feel that effort happening over there. The vase is not already kept on the table. This person is keeping the vase on the table. So when this preposition comes in the picture, and if you can see an effort or a motion happening due to somebody, then the noun after this preposition is accusative. Okay. So legt means keeping it. Stellen also is meaning is to keep it. So an auf meaning is on. So I am keeping the vase on the table. I am keeping, or I am making that book lie on the table. Okay, or I am keeping the book on the table is the meaning of this sentence. So here you can see the vexel preposition plus you can see somebody making an effort of keeping it. So if this two combination is there, then after this preposition, the next noun is accusative for sure. Okay. Now, one more. This is all about accusative. Now, the last one is remaining is dative. Now, when few things can be dative, like we know that nominative is a doer who does some action. Accusative is someone on whom the action is taking place, and dative is someone who is a receiver of that action, who gets benefit of that action happening. Like for example, mother is giving book to father, or mother is giving book to daughter, or mother is gifting a flower to her son. So there is somebody who is doing action, that is mother. There is someone who is receiving or who is going to get this benefit of this book or a flower. Those are receiver in the sentence. Here normally we apply NDA rule. The sequence in German is the one who does the action, the one who receives that object, and the one on whom the action is taking place. So mother is giving daughter a book. In English we'll say mother gives a book to a daughter. Okay. So don't try to translate literally word to word in English when you translate, and don't try to think also in that manner. It's German. Their rules are different. It's a different language. Don't compare them. Every language has its own essence. Okay. So mother gives daughter a book. So in this sentence, mother is a doer, so she is nominative. And here we have to see the receiver effect. In this kind of sentence, a dative when it is having a receiver effect. When someone is a receiver in the sentence who gets the benefit becomes dative. So in this sentence, book cannot receive anything. Book is not a doer. So we don't have, daughter is a receiver in the sentence. Daughter is going to get benefit of that book. And so daughter is the dative thing. Okay. Schenkt dem Sohn ein Auto. So this means he is gifting his son a car. So who is the receiver? Of course, the sun. So this is one way why these nouns are dative. The second way why these nouns are dative is because we have to trust some verbs blindly. Yeah, we have to trust few verbs blindly. I will show you those verbs, which those verbs are. I have already shown you these verbs again in an adjective part also. So you can note down these verbs: antworten, danken, wie geht es Ihnen, in that which geht es comes, that, not all the gehen, okay? Wie geht es Ihnen, in that which geht es come, that. Gefallen, gehören, glauben. Gehören means to belong, okay? Gratulieren, glauben, helfen, schaden, passen, schmecken, stehen. Stehen and passen kind of has same meaning. So these are the verbs which we call them a dative verb. We have to trust them blindly, students. Okay. So I can just give you some briefing about that verbs. Now I have taken some out of them, like helfen, gratulieren, gefallen, passen and stehen. Helfen means to help. Gratulieren means to congratulate. Gefallen means to be liked. Okay. Or liked by. Passen is to suit. I can even take an example of thanking. Okay. Thanking is to thank. So in this kind of verbs, whoever, like helfen, gratulieren, first I'll talk about. Thanking, answering. So when you help somebody, or when you congratulate somebody, or when you thank somebody, when you answer somebody, you are answering, so you became a nominative. You are helping, father is nominative. Lehrerin is congratulating, so lehrerin is nominative. I am thanking, so I am nominative. Whoever does that action is of course nominative. But whoever we help, whoever we congratulate, whoever we thank, whoever we answer to, okay, whoever we help, whoever we congratulate, whoever we thank, whoever we answer to, these people become dative directly. We don't have to think that whether they are accusative, because these verbs are called dative verbs. And whoever you help becomes dative, and who is helping, of course, those are nominative. Okay. So in this sentence, you don't need an accusative. Yeah. Now, talking about gefallen and passen, this is kind of little differently. I'll explain you. Now, this I can explain you a bit like in English. If you understand, it's good. Die Hose gefällt dem Mann. So you can take this verb, like many people think like you can use a like, that is miogen, modal verben over here. Please don't use them. Okay. I'll just give an explanation about gefallen, the difference between gefallen and miogen sentence also here. I like flower. Okay. Or I like mother. Yeah. So here I can say flower is liked by me, or mother is liked by me. Both the sentence, the work is similar, but the way they say it is in different manner. Okay, here we use I cannot say flower is liked by I. It looks wrong. Okay, in the same way, in this kind of sentence, we don't need dative. Here we just need ish, mag, blumen. Okay, so there is somebody who likes it, and there is somebody on whom the action is happening. I like flower, so I am a doer, and action is happening on flower. Okay, I like mother, ish, mag, mutter. But in this kind of sentence, which are called dative verb, this gefallen, only talk about gefallen over here. So when the gefallen word comes, I can say blumen gefällt, or blume. I am using a singular, no? Blume gefällt mir. Mutter gefällt mir. Okay. So after this verb, normally the next word is dative. The next word is dative on the right. And here I can tell you in this manner, like this is an object which is liked by me. So I cannot say it is liked by I. So I cannot use I, and because I cannot use I cannot use a nominative over here. I have to use a dative concept called me in English, and in German mir and dir and all that dative columns. So whenever you like something, now just keep in mind when the gefallen word comes, whatever you like is nominative. Because of this nominative, the verb is conjugated, and by whoever this object is liked becomes dative. Okay, so maybe it is a hose, means a trouser. It is liked by whom? It is liked by father, so father is dative. Or maybe it is a paper. So this paper is liked by whom? Maybe a child. So child is dative, and this paper becomes nominative. Okay, so this is the case of gefallen. Whatever you like is nominative in this case of gefallen, and whoever likes it becomes dative directly. This actor, there is an actor, he is liked by Peter. So this actor is liked, no? So he is nominative, and by whom he is liked? Okay, by whoever he is liked is an dative person. Okay, now your same. This book is liked by Frau, the trouser is liked by this man. So this is liked, so they are nominative, and by whom they are liked is dative. These are dative. der there. Das Hemd passt or steht means it suits someone. So what is suiting is nominative, and whoever it suits, to whomever it suits, becomes dative. Okay. Now there is one more concept called dative preposition effect. Now this is Vans SMGB. So there is a different video for this. Go through this. Which are these prepositions? Look into that matter first and then come back to this video. In this kind of sentences, students, whenever this, like M for mit, Z for zu, N for nach. So if this dative preposition comes in the picture, they are very loyal to dative case. So after this preposition, the exact next noun becomes dative itself, because these are dative prepositions. Okay. And then there is a Wechsel preposition effect again for dative concept also. So as I told you, these are interchanging prepositions which sometimes take a dative case and accusative case. Please watch this video carefully first in the Wechsel preposition in the playlist, and then come to this video. So if this type of preposition comes, that is Wechsel preposition comes, plus there is a position which is shown in the sentence. There is no effort happening, just a position is shown, like the vase, that particular vase is already on the table. It is on the table. There is no one who is keeping it on the table. There is no one who is making it lie on the table. It is already on the table. It is on the table. The book is lying on the table. The vase is on the table. So just we can see a position. So if a Wechsel preposition plus there is a combination of position in the sentence, you can see after this preposition the next noun is dative. Yeah. Always I'll be telling you, please go through all the topics first and then come back to this video to understand it much better. If any doubts, please let me know in the comment section, and please like and subscribe it if it is really solving a minute doubt of yours also.